welcome you this evening as we continue our series, Extraordinary Women. Over the past few weeks, we've had first-hand opportunities to meet some extraordinary women of the Bible. We've met Eve, Mary, the mother of Jesus, and Anna. This evening, we have the privilege of welcoming another such woman, one whose name is never mentioned in the Bible, but one whose story is probably familiar to all of us. This evening, we welcome the Samaritan woman at the well. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. I am humbled to be here.
Please. Now, while you are never mentioned by name, you're still a female figure in the Bible with whom many people are familiar with.
Yes, it does seem as though I do have quite a reputation.
Yes, that your reputation, that does seem to be a bit tarnished.
Yes.
Do you think that was because you were from Samaria?
Well, that definitely did not help my status in society. I'm a Samaritan. We are certainly lowly people compared to Jews.
Do you think your reputation had something to do with your marriages?
Yes.
Exactly how many times were you married?
5 times.
You were married to 5 different men?
Yes, that is true. I am not proud of it, but it's true.
Now, is that all just 5, or were there more?
Yes, there were more. I was living with a man that was not my husband when it all happened.
You were living with a man who was not your husband when what happened?
When my life changed that day at the well.
Your life totally changed at the well. All right, let's talk more about that day at the well. What were you doing there?
I was there to get water. I was thirsty and I needed water to drink and to use in my home.
Weren't you there in the middle of the day? I mean, that seems like an awfully odd and hot time of day. Didn't most people rest during the heat of the day?
Yes, that is correct. It was the middle of the day and it was hot.
So why were you out at that time?
Because I knew nobody else would be there. I knew that I could go get the water that I needed and escape the shame and ridicule heaped on me by all the townspeople.
Who would ridicule you?
Well, they knew. I knew. Everyone knew. Everyone knew what kind of life I had led. A life of shame, mistake after mistake, poor choice after poor choice.
Why do you think your life was so out of control?
I don't know. I wanted it to stop, this vicious cycle of mistakes and shame, but it just seemed like I could never find what I was looking for until that day.
Yes, that day at the well. Something tremendous happened at the well?
Yes, I encountered an amazing man that changed my life that day.
Your life changed. That must have been quite a day. Let's walk through what happened at the well that was so life-changing. What were you doing when you encountered this man?
Well, I was filling my cup with water, and I didn't even notice the man resting by the well. So as I was pulling up my water, he said, "Give me a drink."
What did you do? I mean, how did you react?
It was a bit strange. Like I said, it was the middle of the day, and I was hoping to avoid everybody. So I was surprised when I saw there was a man resting by the well.
And this man wasn't a Samaritan, was he?
No, he was a Jew.
A Jew? Did you find it strange that he was talking to you at all? I mean, being a woman and a Samaritan?
Yes. Jews normally did not even walk on Samaritan roads. But something about him was different.
Different? Really? So did you give him water?
Well, I was so surprised that I asked him how he could ask for water, a Jew, from a Samaritan woman.
And what was his answer?
Well, he began to speak about living water.
Living water?
Yes, he said, if I knew with whom I was speaking, I would have asked for living water. Well, he did not have anything to draw water with, so I questioned how he could get any water. He said, "He who drinks from this well will thirst again, but he who drinks from the water that he gives will thirst no more and will have everlasting life."
Wow, he has the living water. What was your response?
Well, I was so curious that I asked him to give me some of this living water.
I have a feeling that we aren't talking about water anymore. What happened next?
Well, that's when he changed the subject.
What do you mean he changed the subject?
He asked me to go find my husband and for him to come to the well.
But you didn't have a husband.
He probably thought that I was a typical woman with a respectable husband and an honorable home.
But that was nothing close to the truth, was it?
Yes, I was nothing like that. I didn't know exactly what to say, so I just told him I didn't have a husband, which was mostly true.
How did he respond to that?
He knew.
He knew what?
The truth. The entire truth. He knew everything. He knew my heart. He knew me. He knew I had been searching for something right, something more, someone more.
So when he told you all that he knew, how did you feel?
Well, I was a bit uncomfortable, obviously. Nobody likes to hear their mistakes repeated back to them, especially by a stranger. But also, I wanted to know more about what he had to say. He just seemed to know everything. And I even thought, no, never mind.
No, please, tell me what you think.
It's strange, but I wondered if he was some sort of prophet or even the promised Messiah. Even being raised in Samaria, I always believed, or at least wanted to believe, what I had heard about the Jews, that a Savior would come, and when he comes, he will tell us all things. I even told him that.
Really? You said that to him? How did this man, this stranger, respond to that?
Well, he looked straight into my eyes and he said, I, who speak to you, am he.
Wow, I'm stunned. He told you, a Samaritan, a woman, that he was the Messiah. What did you do next?
I just believed, and I was changed that day. It was the way he spoke, it was who he was, but it was more. It was the way he looked at me.
The way he looked at you when he told you that he was the Messiah?
Yes, I was changed that day because of the way he looked at me.
What kind of look was it?
He looked at me the way no one had ever looked at me before.
Go on, what kind of look was it?
Well, I'm not talking about an actual facial expression. It wasn't like a lustful look or a romantic look. It wasn't a judgmental or condescending look. It was a look that went all the way to my heart and soul.
That simple look did all of that?
Yes, he could see everything. He could see all my mistakes and failures, but he could see deeper than that.
How is that possible? I'm not sure I'm following you.
Because of his amazing love and grace, he could see beyond all that I was to see all that I could really be.
Really? How did that make you feel?
Amazing, incredible, free. For the first time in my life, I felt like I could be the woman that I had always wanted to be deep down inside.
That must have been an amazing experience for you.
It was, and it was every day after that. You see, I still made mistakes after that day at the well, but my life was changed forever.
How was it changed?
Well, I wanted to live my life for him in a way that honored him and pleased him. And I knew that even when I messed up, and I did, I was no longer defined by my mistakes, but I was defined by his love and his grace. You see, he does this for all of us. We are all defined by his love and his grace.